It's 5 p.m. somewhere. It's 5 p.m. somewhere. It's 5 p.m. here. It's 5 p.m. here. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. So it's 5 p.m., which means we're going live. It means we're going live. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. We're going live. Y'all going live? Let's see. I want to make sure that the platform knows we're here and it's telling all the people. I'm live at YouTube. Got to make sure Pat tells the folks.com. Even though I know it's on football time. It's hard to get folks on a call during football season. People like, we'll see you. We'll watch it later. We'll watch it later. Let me see if I can forward this to all the people. Forward to the people. Yep, forward it to the people. Let's see where we at. Forward. Let the platforms tell the folks we're here. Mm-hmm. Yepper. Let's see where we're supposed to be on the chart. There we go. I think I've got my folks told. All the platforms are letting the folks know that we're here and we're live, that it's 5 o'clock live on Sunday. This is what we do. Hey, Ward, we come here every Sunday at 5 o'clock and share what's coming up this coming week. We go look to see what's coming up this week, see if there's something we're interested in seeing. Anything we can see that's of interest. Let me turn on. I'm going to bring us around to the chart at least. So while we're waiting for the platform to bring people in, we at least could be looking at this chart. Where's my mouse? My mouse sounds nice. Where's my mouse? Where's the mouse? Hey, Julie. Oh, there we go. It's taking a minute to show up. Things are going slow. I want you to see the mouse. I'm trying to show you the gap here, but I can't find my mouse. I don't know where it is. Well, hello. Hello, Mousy. Hello, Mousy. I thought I saw it moving. Oh, wow. My computer's not moving that slow now. Come on, Cletus. Trying to show the chart, but I need control. I need some control here because I don't have it right now. I don't have any control. I have a touch screen, which means the mouse should show up where I touch on the screen, you think, right? Ah, la, la. Okay, this should be... Oh, I got you. I think I got it. Oh, you know what I think it is? I think the battery on my mouse is going out, so it's not working. Well, that'll make a difference, won't it? Looks like there's a gap here that we're gonna need to work on. Yep. No, we know how to make it work though. We'll make it work. We'll still make it do what it do, even if we need a new battery. Oh, I didn't want that to clone. I wanted this to clone. I wanted the words to clone. There we go. And then we can move those over here. Another buyer's gap over here between 6,600 and 6,610, somewhere in there. There's a buyer's gap in there. Looks like this gap here was already filled. This gap. Oh, look at this big old monster wick right there that covered. Oh, that was Wednesday. Y'all know Wednesday was FOMC day. So on FOMC, a whole lot of swinging went on, but they closed a few fair value gaps. If you know anything about fair value gaps is basically where price has jumped so fast that it has skipped over some areas and left some folks behind. But then the fair value, the price action on Wednesday went and filled some of those fair value gaps. So that big old wick that went down here, the range on Wednesday went from a high. The high was 66.24 and the low was 65.51. So 75 points, looks like, from 65.50 to 66.24. Yeah, about 75 points was the range of this entire day. And look how it just opened and closed at about the same spot. That's what I found interesting on Wednesday, was even though the price had a big swing that whole day as far as where the price went, it really only closed. The open and the close were within 4 points. I actually think that's a bit of manipulation if you want to know my truth, but I feel like that's a bit of a manipulation. For the open and close within 4 points after swinging 75 from the top to the bottom. Yeah, that's a bit of a manipulation. Just a bit. Yeah. A bit of a manipulation. Okay. So if we look at what the week did, what SPX did, for because there a gap was actually left here. If I were to show the gap from Friday to even to Monday, this gap would have shown here, but it got closed. See how that gap got closed by the price action on Wednesday? It went down and closed that gap from that was created from Friday to Monday. So no reason to leave that there. Just know that it got closed up with Wednesday's price action. Okay. Alrighty. But anyway, Monday. So let's look at this week. Monday, we gapped up literally from last Friday, gapped up pretty big gap up, and price didn't go back down on Tuesday to close, but just a little bit of it. There was a gap up Tuesday and it came down all day, but it really didn't close the gap that was left from Friday to Monday. And then on Wednesday, price gapped. Gapped down just a little bit and then went up. It was pretty good up day. Then after the FOMC swung down, actually, it's kind of a price kind of sat still, kind of a small little range until 2 o'clock FOMC, which we kind of anticipated. And then it ran right back up again, closed within 4 points. And then for Thursday, price gapped up on Thursday. Dropped down a little bit, still didn't feel the entire gap, also ran up some. So there was a pretty wide swing on Thursday as well. The top to bottom, or open to close, not open to close, high to low, 66.56 into 66.31. That's only about 25 points. No. Wait. I'm looking at the wrong thing. So the low was 66.11 and the high was 66.56. So about 45 points. 45 points was the high and the low of Thursday. And then there was a gap up open on Friday. So it gapped up, pulled back a bit. Yeah, there's a little bit of a gap here. Let me mark it. There's a little bit of a gap between the no, because the gap goes from the close of one candle to the open of the next. So there's not a gap there. Nope, that gap would have been closed. Okay, so take that back. I was looking at the close here. But so it gapped up on Friday, pulled back to close the gap, and then ran up the rest of the day. We saw Friday was OPEX, was quad witching or triple witching, whichever one you ascribe to. But that was Friday. Basically, price sat still for a good little while. Well, it opened, pulled back to fill the gap, then sat still for a while, and then ran up the rest of the day. Well, okay. Let me show the chart because it didn't do exactly that. It on Friday, it opened up, pulled back to close the gap. Right? This is Friday here. If you're looking at my numbers, the numbers are the strat, right? The numbers go with the strat system that is a charting system. One of the charting system I'm actually going to teach inside of E2T University. If you haven't signed up for E2T University yet, you need to go ahead and sign up. It starts tomorrow. E2T University starts tomorrow. It starts tomorrow. All right, you need to go ahead and get registered if you're coming. Anyway, price gapped up. It pulled back to fill the gap. Once it filled the gap, it ran back up basically to where it opened, and it kind of sat still for a while. That happened. It pulled down to fill the gap. That's all the way down to about 11:30. It ran back up to about 12:45 and 1. Then it sat still all the way to about 2:30. And at 2:30, it decided it was moving. And it moved all the way up to 66.70 and then pulled back some into the close and closed at 66.64. Now, on quad witching days, positions are being closed and reopened. People are reopening their monthly positions on individual stocks, on indexes, on bonds, on all the things, right? They're resetting their positions for monthlies, for quarterlies. A lot of people buy, I'll say a lot of people, companies buy their, that's a time when companies buy their leaps. They buy them at quad witching time. It's a time that those get purchased. So it's all the things. Basically, the lot happens on the quad witching day, which is the third Friday of the end of each quarter, which happens in January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, and December. So it happens 4 times a year. Hey, Denise. So it happens 4 times a year. In September, it just happened this past weekend. So, and we always say we're not going to trade. We're not going to trade. We always say we're not going to trade quad witching, and then we find ourselves trading quad witching. We always say we're not trading quad witching, and then it comes, and then we're like, what are we doing? We're trading it. So yeah, that's what happened. So we still came out successful, but we Friday really should have, we had some trades that we should have closed off when the price dipped right here, and we didn't. So then we end up having to fight with it the rest of the day. So we did suffer. Some of us suffered a little bit of loss. I actually had to mitigate my losses and trade some more stuff to not to overcompensate, but to overcome the loss from me not closing my 66.55 trade, but still end up profitable. Speaking of ending profitable, I did put a video out over the weekend. I put it out actually yesterday. Another $2,600 last week, and I did a trade recap. So if you haven't gone to my, you're on my, many of you are on my channel. If you're on my channel, you can go check the video out on my YouTube channel and see the trade recap for the week. If you did not look at it yet, I'm going to give you the link because I want you to be able to go and check out the video showing this is the third week of September, and y'all, you've been with me riding with your girl. Y'all know my August was a red month. August was the first red month I've had in a long time, but I wanted to show you that we had recovered or recovering for September. I wanted to make sure I shared that with my community, the people who hanging out with me. I wanted to be sure that you could see that. Let me see. Trade recap video. I'm putting the link into the comments so that way you can see it. But yeah, we had a good week last week. Still teaching. I'm still teaching at the university 4 days a week and managing the trade and doing all the things that go there together. Okay, so hey Lisa, doing all the things that go there together. So yeah, I wanted to share that video with you. That was my trade recap for the week. Let me see. I'm going to go back to what's coming up this week. Okay, we talked about what SPX did last week. Definitely went to all-time high because, let me go back to the right screen, because 66.50 something, I think 58 was what was all-time high, and we went on through that. Come on, mouse. Oh, there we are. Previous all-time high. Am I on the dailies or the weeklies? Yes. So previous all-time high here was 66.56 was the previous high, which happened on Thursday. And then Friday was like, I think we can do better than that. And then it went on to 66, as high as 66.71. 66.71. And it didn't close up there. It closed at 66.64. Going on to find its way to 6,700. People are speculating that it's going on to 6,700. And I'm going to talk here in a minute about the people who are saying that it's going on up there. So I think we're here. Wall Street strategists say stocks could keep rising from records because we're definitely at record highs. This isn't your grandfather's S&P 500. September defies its reputation as a weak month for stocks. We've talked about how September was supposed to be like one of the worst months for trading and all that good thing. And as I tell my folks all the time, what do? We trade what we see. You trade what you see. You can come into the stock market with the thoughts of where it might lean. But even though it might lean a certain way, you need to be looking with your eyes and lean with it, rock with it. You need to see what you see and trade that. How nuclear power could be a $10 trillion market opportunity. That sounds interesting. Companies rush to issue guidance after Trump launches a H-1B visa fee. That visa fee thing is monstrous because I think it's like $100,000 for the visa fee for those who are here on medical visas or those who are working medical. That to me is, I will not get onto that's not another soapbox, but that's just, I think they've been paying like $5,000 for those visas, and now it's going to be $100,000. And we got a whole lot of physicians and things that are not U.S. citizens. So I'm interested to see how this plays itself through. So anyway, Fed's Powell Moran set to speak with stocks at record highs. This is the week ahead. I'm going to show you the schedule coming up. The hottest thing in the stock market is suddenly boring tech. Is now a good time to refinance your mortgage? That's a good question. Trump, Lackland, Murdoch, Michael Dale, Ellison involved in the TikTok deal. Okay, one of the key business stories to watch in 2026. ARMs make a comeback as buyers seek lower mortgage rates. ARMs are what? Adjustable rate mortgages. Amazon, Google, Microsoft warned that the H-1B visa employees to stay, or it warns them to stay in the U.S. Okay, well, somebody's got to pay for them. They either got to pay for themselves, or some companies got to shoulder the responsibility of them. That's going to be an expensive deal for some companies if they want to keep all those employees in and pay. Oh my goodness, I'm not even going to go there. Okay. There's pricey H-1B visas rattle prospects seeking to work in the U.S. Okay. There's that. Trump says Murdochs are potential TikTok deal partners. I thought we were talking something about the Chinese were going to try to get TikTok, but I'm not sure who the Murdochs are. Oh, White House says TikTok's algorithm and data will be controlled by America. Yeah, because at this point, anyway, I could jump on that because the TikTok, we see different TikToks depending on where you live. Depending on what country you're in, you see different TikTok things, right? Because if you live in China, the Chinese don't see all the foolishness we see on TikTok. They see science things and scientific, mathematical things, just things that are going to enhance your mind. Our TikToks we see over here is folks doing foolishness. Not all the time. Nothing's ever everything. Nothing's ever 100%, but y'all get my point. Trump and she make progress on the TikTok deal, but more work remains. All righty. Berkshire totally exits its profitable stake in Chinese EV maker bought because of Munger. Which EV maker? I wonder, did he completely leave? I'm interested in that. Oh, BYD. Berkshire Hathaway completely left BYD after Munger. Okay. By June of last year, it said it had sold almost 76% of its stake, bringing it under 5% of BYD's outstanding shares. Okay. All right. That's interesting news. Okay, let's go look at a few things. I want to look at our calendar for the week coming up. No sector making good money will ever be boring. I do agree with that because tech is always going to have something interesting to talk about. Okay, so this is our meetings coming up for this coming week. On Monday, we've got FOMC members talking, Williams, Musalem, Myron, Barkin, and Hammock. All of those are going to talk on Monday. Yellow and orange folders, Miran is 12 o'clock is an orange folder. Tuesday, We've got Bowman speaking, but we got Flash Manufacturing PMI at 9:45. So soon after the market opens, we do have PMI, which is important. Richmond Manufacturing Index, this is all Tuesday, is 10 o'clock. Powell is going to speak on Tuesday at 12:35. Powell speaks on Tuesday, 12:35. Okay. Wednesday, we got new home sales. Might have picked up a little bit. Now that people know the basis points is going down, people might have jumped on the let's go buy a house. Crude oil inventories is probably an orange folder, not a yellow. Thursday, we've got Goolsby speaking at 8:20 in the morning. This is for the market opens. We've got GDP and unemployment claims happening at 8:30, all before the market opens. 9 o'clock, we've got FOMC member Williams speaking. 10 o'clock is existing home sales, and Bowman will speak. Some more FOMC members will speak that afternoon. And then on Friday, core PCE price index month over month, 8:30 again before the market opens. Some more FOMC folks are going to speak, and University of Michigan. So not a whole lot. We've got PCE, PMI, and we've got a bunch of FOMC and Powell. All right. So that's happening. Now, what are you doing? That's happening all week. All right. That's what's going to be going on all this week. All righty, I'm going to close that, and let's go look at earnings. Earnings season for September is winding down. For third quarter is winding down, and it will take a little bit of a break, and then it will pick back up for fourth quarter. So Monday morning, we've got Marty. After the close, we've got Firefly and GenFit. Tuesday morning, we've got AutoZone. Tuesday after close, Micron, which is probably anticipated. AIR, Worthington, Miller Knoll, and AYTU. That's all Tuesday. Wednesday, we've got Cintas, UEC, and Thor. That's all Wednesday before the open. Wednesday after close, KB Home, HB Fuller, Stitch Fix, Steelcase, and Worthington Steel. Thursday before the open, Accenture, CarMax, BlackBerry, JBL, TD Synex, and Lux Experience. Thursday after the close, we got Costco. People usually be waiting on Costco. Concentrix, Legacy, Education, and LightPath. Nothing's down there. And then Friday before the open, we've got Not. Okay. So probably anticipated, I'm thinking Costco, Micron, AutoZone, for those who still trade AutoZone like that. So AutoZone, Micron, KB Home, that seems to be one that maybe, in the housing industry does seem to be a place where Berkshire Hathaway does seem to be still putting their money, and Costco. Those seem to be ones that may be things to watch for this coming week if you're watching earnings. Okay. Let's see. I think we've got some other things we wanted to share for the week before I get to looking at the charts. Last week, or this past week, this past week, I didn't put out a list of trade ideas because we had FOMC, but I did tell you all that I was still having Peakbot to trade my things for me, right? Amazon, Microsoft, Procter & Gamble, and IWM were the 5 stocks that were being traded for me. And all 5 of those, well, 4 of those, Procter & Gamble was a neutral, so it was both sides. And all 5 trades turned out profitable. Yes, 100% trade, 100% profitability there. Whoop, 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 whoop. If we just went with straight one contract each, made $110 using $1,200 of collateral, completely automated. All right. This is automated trading, which is where letting the bot do the entries, I set my own closing orders, but the bot will actually close them for you. But I set my closing orders. Again, I'm an active trader, so I don't have to do it 100% automated. But if you're somebody who doesn't watch like that and just want it to be 100% automated, you absolutely can do it 100% automated, and let Peakbot run it for you. Alrighty, let Peakbot run it for you. I'm running along the bottom. I got you a link that you can go with. Nope, I don't want to add another banner. You can go with peakbot.com/E2T. Make sure the E2T is capitalized, and you can go over to Peakbot and have your automated. Now, the good thing about Peakbot is it's running the trend spread bot. It's got a couple of SPX bots that are running. You can do the wheel. You can use whatever bot that they have. And I think they have 4 or 5 running right now. You can use any bot that you want. I use the trend spread bot, but you can use any of them that you want when you pay your monthly subscription fee. All right. I'm an influencer for them. I use the product, as you can see. I don't just talk about it, but I'm using it as well. Every week, I let Peakbot enter my trades for me, and then I set my close order. Some of them I don't even do that. I just let it close on its own. But many times I set the close order for myself, and then it closes when it's ready. All righty. You can check out Peakbot at peakbot.com/E2T. If you want to see what Peakbot's all about, go to that website and take a look, or you can find them on Twitter. I believe they have a YouTube page if you want to look a little deeper and deeper. If you want to look a little deeper, okay? What I do want to share, though, I do have a list for this coming week. I put together a list for this coming week. Not as much volatility is anticipated. So I put together a list for this week. We've got Apple and Affirm, Amazon, Google, the Google version. HIMS is on here. McDonald's. Okay, let's say Microsoft, all those are on the put credit spread list, okay? McDonald's, Merck, and Procter & Gamble are all on the neutral list. Those are all on the neutral. So that means they're on the put credit spread and the call credit spread list. It means they've got trades on both sides because they're showing a neutral trend. You can either go with one side. If you look at the chart and you think one side or the other, then you can just go with one, or you can trade both sides and pull in money on both sides and like you an iron condor. All right. Again, I use Peakbot for mine, and with mine, I'm trading Amazon, Google, Microsoft, Google, Microsoft, and IWM. IWM is not on this list, but those are the ones I'm trading. Amazon, Google, Microsoft, and IWM. Those are the ones that I'm trading personally. But this list, I get the watch list from Peakbot, and I put in the strikes. But that's where this list comes from. Okay? So here's our list for the week. If you're looking for some things to trade this week, or another thing you can use Peakbot for is, let's say you don't want to have it automated, but you want to have trade ideas. Peakbot allows you access to their watch list. When you're a subscriber, you can see their watch list, and you can go at any time of any day and see what their watch list is. The watch list will tell you the stock, tells you the trend, and gives you the strikes for the trade. All you need to do is put it in. So let's say you got Robinhood, and Robinhood does not allow automation, or some other broker, maybe you got Webull or somebody else who doesn't allow the automation, but you still want to be able to use the watch list. You can take this watch list and enter the trades on your own. They give you the strikes, and you can just enter the trades when you're ready. All right. You can do that. And you can do all that when you're a subscriber of Peakbot. All righty. That's how we do that. So I use that watch list too. Sometimes during the week, let's say on Tuesday or Wednesday, I decide I'm ready to look for some more stuff to add to my list. I'm like, well, I got a little bit of time and energy and a few more dollars of collateral. Let me go and add some more stuff. I'll go look at the watch list. I'll go to the watch list and look up some more stuff. That's the way I do it. And you can too. All righty. That's Peakbot. All right. Let's move from here. Well, before I go there, I wanted to make sure I mentioned that E2T University, I'm giving away 3 bonuses for those. We're going to give them away tomorrow. First day 1 of class, I'm going to give away a one-on-one with me. A one-on-one with me has a value of $495. Might be $497. A one-on-one with me has a value of $497. I'm going to give one of those away. Lifetime access to whatever training that you want of mine, right? So I've got several trainings in there. Some of you might decide you want one. I said I would give away the Chart Your Way to 100K, but somebody might already have that. If you want a different training, you can have lifetime access to that. And 1 free month in the membership. 1 free month in the membership with me is $147 a month. But those are the 3 bonuses. We're gonna do a drawing of those bonuses tomorrow when we start up E2T University. If you have not signed up for E2T University, you need to come on. All right. I'm going to talk about it a little bit more at the end, but let's go ahead. I want to get looking at the chart here for a minute. All right. Let me see where I'm at. Where am I? Let's go see. Okay, we looked at SPX. We looked at the SPX charts. It's about 5:30. As the preachers will say, I won't be before you long. Let's go see what SPY has got going. What does SPY do on the daily? The SPY chart looks a whole lot like the SPX chart. Yes, definitely looks a whole lot like the SPX chart. Let's see if we see all-time high. SPY is at all-time high. The highest it went this week is 664.55 is where it went. I do see some support in this area of 657. There's some support there. I want to look and see. Yep. Now, see, I'm gonna get ready to show y'all some stuff. This is kind of what we do when we're looking at charting, looking at how do we find our supports, resistance, gaps. All these are things that we do when we're inside of in E2T University. We would look at how do we identify support, resistance, our gaps. What do these numbers on this chart mean? Because you need to know how can I use these numbers when I'm trading? How do I use these numbers when I'm trading? Right? Because you would want to know that. I'm going to show you here's a gap we've got here. We've got another gap that's down here. I'm going to turn on something else on my chart that we will be learning. Two more things that we will be learning. Anybody know or not know, how do you use that big old cloud there? That cloud there is called VWAP. It's called VWAP. And there's a way that we use VWAP to help us during the day or help you with multiple day trades. That's going to be taught inside of E2T University, right? How do we use VWAP for helping us to determine whether a stock is going to, is it bullish? Is it bearish? What are support and resistance? Is it going to turn around at a certain place? VWAP helps us with that, right? Can help us with that. Another thing we're going to be looking at while we're in E2T University is fair value gaps. We're going to look at fair value gaps while we're in E2T University. I'm not sure why that keeps filling in those gaps, but there we go. What are these little rectangles? What do they mean, and how can we use them in our trading? Because the whole point is just to know what they mean is one thing, but how can I use them? How can they help me make money? And this is the thing. If you can get some more skills that are going to help you be able to have more confidence to be able to place trades and confidently stay in your trades, because that's what I've seen that happens. We get in trades. Most of us don't have as much trouble getting in to a trade. It's staying in the trade. Price starts coming towards you. Oh no! And you jump out and run because you don't know what the price is going to do. You have no idea that the price is potentially going to turn back. Where is support? Where is resistance? Is it going to keep going? Is it going to go past my strikes? Where's a good place for me to pick my strikes? This is all the confidence that you need. And that confidence does come about when you can do a good technical analysis of the chart, because everything you're looking for comes about inside this chart. At least more confidence. Nothing is ever 100% because none of us can tell the future, right? Anybody who tells you they can, they lying. If they tell you they can, they're lying. Yep. But when you're looking, you've got something that at least can help you increase your confidence in the area of these charts. All right. How do we use fair value gaps? That's another thing we'll learn. How do we use our moving averages? These are lines. And how do we use those? How can you use moving averages in helping you in identifying what's going on? All of that, along with strategies, along with portfolio management and risk management and trading psychology, because we need it in our mind. All that's going to be included inside of E2T University. Okay. All right. So anyway, this is SPY. We put some lines on here. I'm going to go ahead and put the all-time high, or at least where it stopped. I'll put that line on here too. Where is price going for next week? Well, we stopped on a 2 up candle. That means it could potentially keep going. If we're looking at the weekly chart, we're also still, time frame continuity shows us still going upwards. So again, we trade what we see. So I'm not trying to speculate, where the price is going. I'm not even trying to speculate like that, because why? Why do we need to speculate like that? We don't. We trade daily. I trade SPX, my community and our membership. We trade it every day, and we trade what we see for that day. Zero DTE trades is another thing that we learned, that we're going to learn in E2T University. How do you trade zero DTE? Or how do you trade weeklies? All that's included as well. Okay. So many things. We got 12 weeks, 90 days. 90 days is what we're going to work on. In the next 90 days, we're going to have some lives. We're going to have some master traders in 90 days. Now, can you learn everything in 90 days? No, but we can sure get close. We can learn a whole lot in 90 days if we lean in. If we lean in, we can learn a whole lot in 90 days. Let me put this is triple Q, by the way. I'm going to put some stuff on this here chart. There's a gap on triple Q from 589 to 592 and some change, almost 593. There's some stuff there, and there's another gap right in here. It's also there. Got another high, watermelon sugar high. There we go. That's triple Q. Let's go see IWM. That small cap, IWM, it will swing on you. IWM, oh my goodness, the Russell 2000 and the small cap, it'll sit still and do nothing, like these 3 days right here, where it's doing nothing. But those wicks, wick tells you we ready to go. These wicks right here tell you it's ready to go. And what does it do? This was Wednesday. Wednesday had a whole bunch of volatility, just like everything else did. But this bottom wick, this top wick actually was telling, but it went up some more after that. It was like, yep, we're going on up, moving on up. And that's exactly what it did. It moved it on up and left a gap behind. Now, IWM gapped up and then pulled back. So now this isn't necessarily bullish. This is more of a bearish move. We had a red day on Friday. This is a 2-2 reversal potentially. Have to see what happens on Monday. See what happens tomorrow when what IWM does. This gap here has been filled. It got filled in by Thursday's price action. So that gap is gone. The thrill is don't gone. All righty, that's IWM. All righty, so I've covered what the stocks did last week. Those 3 and those 4 anyway. What did they do last week? Yep. What do we think they're going to do this week? What meetings we've got coming up? We talked about E2T University, what's going to be happening in there. And there's that. All right. I will be on tomorrow morning. I come on at 8:30 in the morning on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday on YouTube. You can definitely find me there, find me here, there, all the places I will be. If you haven't signed up, E2T University, the link is running along the bottom. Go ahead to educatortotrader.com. Get yourself signed up. We start tomorrow evening at 7 p.m. sharp. Okay, 7 p.m. sharp. If you're already signed up for E2T University, you need to check your email, because you have been getting emails about pertinent information to get you started and up and running. So if you haven't gotten or seen the emails, you need to be looking, because they have been sent to you. And if you haven't seen them, you need to send me a message pronto so I can make sure that you're getting what you need. All righty. All right, everybody. I want you to make sure that you like and subscribe. Tell me all the things. All righty. Like and subscribe. Hit the notification bell. Do all this stuff. Pass the word. Even if E2T University is not for you, pass the word to somebody it could be for. We're helping, everybody helps each other. Each one teach one, that kind of thing. All righty. Go ahead, like and subscribe, hit the notification bell. Let's stay green and let's get this money. I will see you all in the morning. Goodbye, everyone. Bye-bye.